Okay, so 6:22 on the second, which when I looked down, I was like, what? So 6222, and then if you break down the sixes, it's 222222. And today is supposed to be this really crazy energy going into tonight, because at 33333 or whatever, it's like all these threes. Like there's so much about the numbers and stuff going on. So, and it just turned to 623, which 23 is always I see the 23 all the time, and I see 223, and then I'll see 22 go to 23 all the time. So, anyways, I don't know. I always look at that stuff as like synchronicities. Oh, I forgot. I'm gonna plug this in. So hold on a second. So, anyways, there's some stuff to talk about. I got a few things. One thing is I had to order more handkerchiefs. I don't know what the hell happens to them. It's like they disappear like socks or something. But I got girly ones this time. So last time I got men ones, but I was not even thinking like that there was girly ones. And then I liked the little plaid ones and stuff. But then I was like, I think I might get some flowery ones. So this time I got girly ones. So anyways, okay, for one thing, let's just talk about this first, because so, oh yeah, somebody had said to do some activated charcoal on the dog. So I went in and made some little pills, because I have capsules and I have the charcoal. And I had tried, sprinkling that on their food, good luck to you. So I have to make it in a capsule. What are you doing, dude? You want out? What is it, Archie? Archie, just come and lay down. No, I think he has to go out. Hold on. Of course, then Ruthie has to go with him. It's raining out. Cold and rainy. So, anyways, so I did do that, and I seem better. And I'm curious about what's going on with Archie, because he's already been out once. So I don't know, but he didn't eat this morning. But he oftentimes doesn't eat in the morning. So, anyways, we'll see how. But I can always try and give him another one. I don't know if that's too much. But oh my God, the amount of farting that Ruthie was doing last night was insane. It was almost like I wanted to do videos of it, because it was so extreme. It was so funny. So luckily it wasn't really horrendously smelled, but there is still, somebody has got this garlicky smell still. I don't know what this garlic smell is, but I had to light a bunch of incense again. And Ruthie came running in yesterday and ran up in my face and burped in my face, the same smell. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And my brother had called yesterday, and I said, did you know, have you heard like they shouldn't drink out of the river? And he said, yeah, I did hear that they shouldn't drink out of the river. There can be parasites, toxins, all the stuff that you would think. And I always thought like moving water was the safest, but they're just getting us in every way. But he said, but my dogs drink out a lot of times. It's been nothing. And I was like, well, I don't know, something has got them sick, and they were down there drinking it. So anyways, for the most part, things seem better about that. But I do little videos of the dog shenanigans throughout the day, because literally that gets the most views. Those dog videos get the most views. And I think people like to watch dogs. And they're each like 15 seconds. So each video, each short is like 15 seconds. So it's a quick moment in time of the dogs. And sometimes the moment is bigger. So I do several videos to try and get 1 minute of time by doing each of the 15-second ones. So it's like the little increments. But people only like small things, because they're social media has messed with everybody's attention. So anyways, which even gets worse. I just saw a guy explaining about that has, there's a bunch of people talking about the your phone, your being online and on social media and stuff is a part of the brain fog and the confusion and they're radiating, that's a whole thing. So, and that's a whole branch of conspiracy theories that you can go into, and it's much more, it's expanded way beyond now. Oh, they're watching you. So now it's like this is a weapon. And we're seeing the results of what's going on. And so you need to stop. You need to get control of yourself. Get control of your mind. So anyways, but I do those little dog short things. I mean, that's what I do. I have a channel and I put out videos. And a lot of people don't want to just sit and listen to me talk, apparently. But but dogs are a big part of my life. I mean, they are basically my life. And so so I do videos showing what's going on, and they're funny. I mean, the dogs are funny, and they do cute stuff all the time. They're little characters. So anyways, I did this video yesterday, and I didn't get the first part of it because of Ruthie and Archie will start misbehaving because they are the youngest. And so all I got to do is go, I'm getting my water. I'm getting my water bottle. I'm getting it right now. And they'll stop and they'll look at me. And I'll go over and I'll grab it and I'll say, I got it right here. And they'll just be like, okay, we're not going to do anything. And that's all I got to do. And Archie, I think it took like 1 or 2 squirts. He does not like water. I mean, for him to want to go out in the rain to go to the bathroom, that's a thing. Because he cannot stand to get wet. He can't stand to get his feet wet. He can't stand to get wet at all. And so, 1 squirt. And this, when I had gotten it originally, was doing the water, was before Ruthie came. Archie was trying to dominate Max all the time. And Archie was constantly on him, humping him. And that's why he was surrendered, by the way. The person who surrendered him said that he was constantly humping and being aggressive to his brother. And so then he came here and he was doing it to Max. And Max was very passive, which I think Max was kind of sickly when I got him. But so this was my training thing. It was like, I'm going to get the water. I'm going to spray you if you don't stop. And he would stop. And I think it took him 1 time or 2 times to see, like, what is that? And so he's so against it that kind of reflects into Ruthie. So she's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. And she loves water. Like the other day when they were in the river, I decided to turn the hose on and try and wash them off because they were a mess. And so I was out there. Ruthie was going crazy. She's trying to eat the water. It reminded me so much of Lucy because Lucy would do the same thing. And I've said before, sometimes I think Ruthie is Lucy. And so I was spraying it and she's trying to jump up, getting in the way, putting it in her mouth. She was going wild. She loved it. She really liked playing with the water. I think she's going to really enjoy the sprinkler. So Lucy did. Oh my God. I could put a sprinkler on and Lucy be out there just playing in it, jumping, trying to catch the water. It was so cute. She was so cute. And so anyways, it's just somebody in the comments. Oh yeah, okay. I'll just go in order. So anyways, so I did this video because they were doing something naughty and I said, I'm getting my water, and they stop immediately. And so I did a short saying, and here's a handy tool if you want your, for training your dogs. And somebody came in and commented and was like, that's dangerous. How you shouldn't do that. That's only going to make them more mad. Well, I have not had that at all happen where anybody's gotten mad about the water, and I'm not just chasing them around spraying and spraying and spraying and going in their face or something. It's like a little sprinkle. And even now that I know Lucy likes it, the other day, like she was walking and I just sprayed her with a little butt and stuff, and it doesn't bother her at all. It's like, what's that? And so anyways, I don't know, but they're like, my dog bit me in the face. So buyer beware. Don't just, all dogs are different. But yeah, my dogs are fine. And so I don't know if my technique's different, but yeah, it's just like and then it's like sprinkling. It's like I don't know. It doesn't seem very aggressive to me. It doesn't seem like something that would make a dog mad. But yeah, if they don't like water, I mean, I got that thing because people do it with cats all the time. When they want their cat to not do something, they spray them, and then the cat jumps down. Especially like when it gets on the counter and stuff, and then people spray them, and the cat jumps down because the cat doesn't like it. And so it's like, well, if it works on cats, it probably works on dogs. And so lots of people do it, but yeah, I don't know. So I got that one where the person was like all upset, how dare you? How dare you share this information? This is so dangerous. I was like, well, and they said you should just use your voice and be stern with authority. I was like, well, good luck on you finding a trainer. I mean, maybe you can find 1 out of 100 that's going to say that, but the trainer that, especially the one I just had, he's like, this is like, save your voice. And don't be always having to yell at him and having to, that relationship. So, I don't know. With, and Stella went to training, Lucy went to training, and now Ruthie's gone to training. And I'm working also with Matt, but Archie seemed to come with some training. He seemed to, he's just smart. And Max, he's just like, he's like, Winston, I don't care. Do what you want. I'm busy. So, anyways, there's some dogs that just don't want to be trained. They don't want to learn. They don't want to please you. They got other things to do. So, anyways, but then I got somebody who would come in and they were like, well, first I got somebody who came in and was in all capitals, screaming at me in a comment, how dare you? And you got to remember, this is like 15 seconds. So we're sitting here, and this is a game that is played all the time. And Stella blocks the door, which is real easy for her. I think she probably did it by accident the first time and then saw this is fun. So she'll lay down and block the door because she's huge. And Ruthie follows me everywhere, and then she's always getting into stuff. So if I go in the bathroom and then I walk out, and Ruthie's followed me in and Stella's laid down, then Ruthie can't get out because she won't cross Stella. She won't jump over Stella because if she does something that irritates Stella, Stella will go, "Rrr!" she doesn't like it. She always jumps like, oh, what'd I do? And so, so Ruthie is in the bathroom. I don't know what she was doing in there. She just goes attention deficit. She just starts doing stuff. So, and I had already come out, and Stella's blocking the thing. And so Ruthie's very vocal, and she'll just start howling, barking, and screaming, and jumping up and trying to hit Stella with her hand. It's really comical. And Stella will just lay there looking at her. Or sometimes she won't even look at her. She'll just look the other way, just like, I don't hear you. It's really funny. And so, so I did this little, snippet, trying to show, because the people who watch them will comment and they'll be like, oh, she's so cute, I like the dogs and stuff, and they'll ask about, the dogs, and so Ruthie's funny because she's very vocal. Archie's the most vocal. Archie does all sorts of, where my mom used to freak out because Archie will start in. And my mom would be, what is that? Like Archie. And so, so anyways, Ruthie is also, so she's out there having a fit. So I get this 15 seconds. And then she gets more upset. And so I get another 15 seconds. And then, so then I said, come on, Stella, are you going to just lay there? And so I had the thing on because I knew Stella would get up. And Stella just got up and walked off. And so, it's like 1 minute out of their situation. This isn't like, an hour and we're sitting here taunting Ruthie. Just stay trapped, bitch. Like, it's just like this little tiny snippet. And this lady lost her mind on it. She was like, like I'm some kind of an abuser or something. Why aren't you doing something? This is all capitals. Keep in mind, this is all capitals, and I'm exploiting my dogs. So I'm exploiting my dogs by doing videos of them, and then she brings up Caesar, the dog trainer. It's just like, okay, I started to comment, and I thought, we're just on two different planes of existence. So I was like, don't bother. And then I went in, and you can't like block people, because I'm like, if you can't go in yourself and be like, oh, I don't like this video, I'm just going to scroll, and you feel that you need to go in and try and control the person, attack the person for what they're doing, then you have issues. And so I'm like, if she doesn't have the ability to just scroll on by, I'll just block her. It's like easy peasy. But we don't have that ability on YouTube, I guess. Then they have a thing called hide the user. So I don't even know what it means. I don't know if she can see me and I can't see her, or I can't see her and she can't see me. I'm not even sure. So I just did hide the user, because I was like, I don't need this lady. You want to come in and yell at me? If you don't want to watch dog videos and you think we're exploiting our dogs, then get a life. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And so it just kept on eating at me, just like, oh my God, am I crazy? Am I exploiting my dogs? Like, what the hell? There's so many people out doing dog videos. Like, what are you talking about? And so, I'm trying to process through my emotions of this. And then I got a comment from somebody. It was real sweet. And so then it like shifts the energy, and they were like talking about their 18-year-old dog. So they got 18 years with a dog. It's like, fuck, man, that's magic. And so, and they said that they had gotten a little like 4-month-old Yorkie or something, and how much it had added to the dog's life for, this little puppy coming in. And I've seen this, so many videos of this, is people having older dogs and then getting a puppy, and the older dog then becomes like, woo, this is fun, and starts, it starts helping the older dog be younger again. And so it can be really good for them. And she was saying it was really good for hers. And I've noticed that with Stella, even though there's like, Ruthie is over the top and drives Stella crazy and irritates the crap out of her, it still is like Stella loves it. She loves it. She loves having the authority. She loves to make Ruthie mad. And Ruthie's constantly irritating her. She's always trying to push her to play when she doesn't want to play. And so it makes Stella happy. And Stella's not getting mad and going in and trying to there's not real fighting. They're always wagging their tails. There's never growling. This whole thing, even when Stella does this, it's kind of a grumble. It's not there's no rumbles. There's no big things happening. The only time that there was Ruthie going in on Max first, but then going in on Archie. And that's when I got her the training. Because, I'm not into aggressive dog behavior, and it's scary, especially when you have a dog that can bite the crap out of you. So, anyways, that's the drama on that. Then on TikTok, oh my God, it is exhausting, man. So, there's about 100 million, and they're still going. Like, it is, the Jim Carrey plot has thickened. It's gotten only bigger. It's gotten crazier and bigger, but you still have a whole segment of people who are still going in one direction. They're just running off the cliff. Here we go. Bye, everybody. It's just like, what? And so, somebody, which is not just one somebody, there's a whole bunch of somebodies doing these videos. And this person with they're so authoritative, and they're going so against the people who are like, it's a clone, it's a robot, because you got all these different people. So you got the people who are like, what's a clone? It's a robot, he's been replaced. Then there was the people who were like me, which I've seen other ones, I wasn't the only one, who was like, it's a guy in a mask, you can see, you can tell, and like, you can see It's a mask. I don't know how, if you start looking around, like I was staring like around the eyes and stuff, and I was like, that is you can see like a slight difference. And around the mouth, the nose, and people are saying he has makeup on and all that stuff. And so there was a group of us who were like, oh, that's a mask. That's some guy in a mask. And I said it was some kind of an imitator or something, to me, imitating him. And who knows, what it's all about. Why is there somebody coming out and pretending to be him? And is he a part of it? Is he not a part of it? That's where it is like, it's kind of, we got to wait and see. What's the deal with this? And so, but then you had the people who were deep into the conspiracy of, what they do in Hollywood, switching people out and stuff, because that's been a real tone, a real thread as of late, especially around Selena, Ariana, Demi Moore coming out. Like, you got a whole bunch, Kelly Osbourne. So you have a whole ton where people have been focusing on this. And, which, at the same time, we have all this stuff coming out about the robots and how real they are. Now they're selling robot sex toys, so you can go buy this girl who's going to do whatever you want. Like, this is getting just odd, like, strange. Like, we're going to feed into people's fetishes and stuff, man. You can't get a girl who's buy yourself a robot and then just do whatever you want to her until she's no funny. You got to get somebody who fights back. Like, come on, man. So anyways, but those people were really stuck on, he's been replaced, he's dead, R.I.P. Jim, and freaking out, and, they've cloned him. Well, I think if they cloned him, it would look a little bit more like him. Like, this guy didn't look like him. And I think he would have the same color eyes, so I was like, well, I don't think it's a clone, because I think a clone would look more like him. These people who have their clones and stuff, for the most part, I think we can't really tell that they're clones. And I think a lot of them can't even tell that they're clones. But then you also have this body swapping thing too. And it seems to me that your code, so your DNA, your coding, is going to represent. So, because it's kind of weird how, like, Pamela Anderson, how she looked a certain way for so long. And then her makeup artist died. And so she decided to give up on makeup. Nobody could do it like her. And so she was going to go all natural and change her whole vibe. Which, a part of that would be like, well, if you've been playing the sex kitten your whole life, maybe it's time to be like, yeah, I'm ready to just, like, give that up and just go be, a woman. And so, parts of it were making sense. But the parts that were becoming odd is how much she was changing how she looked, like changing her hair and stuff. But the thing that is strange about it is when you see her makeup artist, and it's like she's becoming her makeup artist. Like, what is going on? This is weird. It's creepy. It's eerie. And why would she becoming this other lady like this? And even parts of her personality and the way she would talk and stuff. You got to see the stuff of the videos and stuff of her with her makeup artist to see this makeup artist. So it's really eerie. And so then, think about Skeleton Key, which I fucking say, they've been putting it in the movies. They're switching people's consciousness into other bodies. Like, that's for sure thing. And some people have more ability. Like, I think, whatever's going on, whatever the deal was with Ozzy and Youngblood, I think that whole situation, and now I even saw where somebody's saying, oh, Sharon's on her deathbed now. I was like, well, I guess they must have found the replacement for her. And so they'll switch her into that one, and then all of a sudden that'll be Youngblood's new girlfriend. And, shortly after Sharon dies, Youngblood will be getting married. And then they are even with this stuff with Kelly, looking so, like, she looks like she's 90 or something. She looks so sickly. And it's so weird how there is literally people who are doing videos showing her saying, oh my God, she looks so good. What? Would you just really have a preference for anorexic people or something. Like, she looks heinous, man. She looks frail and fragile, and she looks way older than she is. And so then Sharon was saying, well, Kelly really wants to die with me. I was like, okay, so they got a replacement for Kelly too. Like, the family's all going to go be new characters. And are they coming back into the limelight being Youngblood because Ozzy can't be out of the limelight? Like, I don't know, man. This stuff is so weird. And so, but the Pamela thing, how she started becoming her person, and it starts seeming real Skeleton Key, man. And so, and if you haven't watched Skeleton Key, it shows about these older rich people, and they pick, what's her name? Goldie Hawn's daughter. She's always in movie. I can't think of her name right now. Katie or something. I don't know. I can't think of her name. But anyway, she's in this movie, and she is looking for a job as like a caretaker. And this old man is sick and paralyzed or something. And so she goes, and I think Gina Rollins is the mom, or the wife. And so she goes to go start taking care of her. She doesn't know that she is the new vessel. And so they are doing a ceremony to take over her body. And so it shows the whole thing about Skeleton Key, you know, this whole ceremony about them going and shifting into other people's bodies. And so they've been put in the movies, they do it, and so that's what it was seeming like when you see Pamela like morphing into her makeup artist, which I was going to say, so your code kind of represents you. So when you go in to another vessel, you would still start to be represented, which would make sense if that is true, because of what's, you know, I don't know the whole family, and this is all conjecture, you know, just the whole odd thing about it. But then on that sense, if it was Youngblood took let Ozzy come in him, because to me Youngblood did it, he wasn't forced, he did it because he wanted to. And so we would see more and more of Ozzy's characteristics begin to come out in Youngblood, which, you know, he picked somebody who was, I guess, kind of similar to him. So it would seem kind of like, oh, you know, he just really likes Ozzy, and Sharon really likes him. It's just like, it's really weird. So anyways, I think that when your code goes into another vessel, there's parts of you that start seeping out, you know, because even if you take the parts out of somebody else, which is so weird because, you know, none of this is real, but you take the parts out of somebody else and you put them in you, like if you need a part and you get somebody else's, then you start getting parts of them. You start getting parts of their memories, their thoughts, their likes, their dislikes and stuff. So there's more to this spacesuit than just looks. It's very it helps you express your code. Like, it helps you to understand yourself, to be yourself, to become yourself. So but there's people who take the lost beings, the ones that are kind of confused and don't know what they're doing here, why they're here and stuff, and can use them as a vessel, you know, carjack them. So a lot of carjackers around here, which also I said a while ago, you know, you stay out of the bars, stay out of these festivals and stuff. And so what's going on? A bunch of this at these places. At the same time, they're saying, oh, we got the sleeper cells, and they're awake and they're ready and they're going. And WW3 is just getting started. And we got astrologers who were saying, see, I told you this is about to go down and it's about to get worse. So it's about to pick up the pace. And there's all sorts of fires going on. There's all sorts of ships being seen in the sky. There was a guy who was a big ufology person who I didn't know who he was, but he was in an interview in 2024, and he said that some beings told him, he's the one who said about when you see the sparks fly between the Ren and the real, that we're moments away from the ships coming in. And which I heard somebody saying that there's going to be 2 big ones that are going to come in, and there are going to be a whole bunch of little ones coming out of these big ones, kind of like in that movie that I think a bunch of movies. But so, and there's tons of videos and stuff where people are seeing all sorts of stuff in the sky. So that seems, legit, because a lot of people are sharing that, like, oh, he said this was going to happen, and look what's happening. And because this being had told him. And still is on the move. So anyways, that so the WW3 is getting bigger. The astrology people are saying things are about to pick up at the pace. That things are about to get more intense. But you got to keep on thinking about this. Is all about the liberation of humans. So this is the evolution of mankind. It's us, no longer being carjacked. So so there's tons of stuff going on about that. Tons of stuff with astrology. I'm super distracted right now. Which it takes one distraction to pull you out of the pace. So in here, they said there's a bunch of people who are having all these prophecies and prophetic dreams, and the Lord Himself came and told me last night, be prepared, because they are going to begin attacking certain cities. They've given a list of certain cities, and they are there's going to be these people were saying that God Himself told them that there's going to be, it's going to hit our soil, like this big drama is going to come into our lands. And so and the weird thing is like how many people just go around and go about their business without even thinking about it. Like there are so many people trapped in airports right now. They're trapped all over the motherfucking place. They're trapped in Mexico, they're trapped in Dubai, they're trapped in Iran, they're trapped everywhere, all over the place. And not just Americans, there's Canadians, I'm sure there's other people, all over, but they're all trapped because everybody's just out there just like, oh, life is just a dream. Let's just go have fun. And it's like, it's maybe the time to become a little bit more mindful, pay a little bit better attention. And you still got all these people who are just like, hey, let's go to the bar and drink. Hey, there's a concert, let's go. It's like, where do you think they're going to hit? They're going to go to where they can get the most bang for their buck, man. And they're going all over the place. I just saw one sheriff that was talking about, it was like within minutes, they had one of these over here, and then there was one over here, and then there was one at the store, and then the guy comes back over. It's just like going crazy. And so, I mean, they're here to create chaos, create fear, and, take out some people. So, this is, the time to, bring it home, create your safe space, and work on your fears, because, this is the reason why this is scary times, is to push the fear to the surface so that you can release it, so you can process it, so you can start understanding like, oh, wait a minute, I'm okay, I'm safe, I'm eternal. What are they going to do to me? And because they know that these beings that are just, carjacking, they know that they are eternal. They know that they can just jump from body to body to body. And it's like we're the ones who are just like, oh, wow, that's really crazy. So you have all these people who are just like, can't even wrap their heads around it. So on the TikTok thing. So you have all these people who are making all this conjecture on Jim Carrey. And so, which anybody, I mean, we're all making conjecture, but it's like, what are you basing it on? And, which, when you try and say, who he presented and say, oh, he never was real, that's all fake, he's not really spiritual or anything. And, it's like, well, I don't know. I have my own discernment. You do you, I'll do me. It's like, you think what you want. I don't really care. And so, but this person was doing a video explaining, going through his face, showing, you know, all the plastic surgeries he's had. And so I just made this little simple comment and said, Jim Carrey wouldn't get any plastic surgery. And just left it at that. Went about my day. Well, I thought I was going to go about my day. But that was very triggering. And so when I look at it now, it's like over 3,000 likes. So the likes outshine the dislikes, because the dislikes are insane. Like, these people are absolutely insane. And so it's only in the hundreds, but hundreds of comments all day long. And so many of them say the same thing over and over and over. Oh, you think you know him? Oh, so how do you know him? You know him? What are you, his cousin? And but they think that even though they don't know him, that the plastic surgery has got to be true. But if you say he wouldn't get plastic, well, what do you think, you know him? What do you think, you know him? Like, so it's absurd, man. And they just come in and they just go at you. Like, it's not just people saying, like, they go at you all day long. And so, and it's still going this morning. It's going and going and going. And it's like, oh, great. So I guess this person's video has gone viral. And which gets where things get even crazier. So yesterday morning, which I had seen this video already. So I saw this early in the morning. And so he, which to me it looks like it's him. Which you already have some people, oh, it's AI, that's not real. But so what the clip is it looks like it's from like Universal Studios or some movie thing or something. And so it shows like a dark kind of room with just his face. So it's just his face, which is his normal, regular face. And he is just like looking at you. And then he goes, have I got your attention now? And it's chilling. And then he like laughs. And then he goes off and it says 2027. So the premise being that it's all a bit, what is that? Because in the comments too of this one where people keep on being like, he's crazy, he's depressed, he's this, he's that. Oh, people get old and they want to get surgery, and they just keep going and going and going and going. But somebody had brought up about the Emma Thompson situation where everybody was like, what is he, crazy? He's going on and doing this video saying, you know, he loves this girl and stuff like that. And when I saw that or whatever, I was like, I wonder if this is some kind of like a promoting her, like a setup to get more attention on her. And then look at what has happened in her career, which it seems like makes sense if they are trying to, you know, get us to pay attention to somebody else, get somebody who has a bigger name to draw attention. And so then, and then I think for a lot of his stuff that he has spoken out about, that they were trying to constantly put him through humiliation rituals and stuff like that. So, you know, makes sense. Here, we're going to make you look crazy and act like you are madly in love with this girl we're trying to get her to, you know, push her because she took the golden juice or something. I don't fucking know. And so it seemed like a stunt, or what is that called? It's called something. It starts with a P. Not premonition. Premonition. And I did think of that one word yesterday I couldn't think of after. Now I can't remember what word that was. But anyways, it's a stunt, a skit to try and create a thing. Which, even on the Margot Robbie and the whatever that guy's name is for Wuthering Heights, where they're making all this big thing about their big love and how much they love each other and stuff. And Margot Robbie's married. And but Margot Robbie is the producer. like it's her production or something, this whole movie. So yeah, it seems like that's all a big play too, to get attention to the show, because they did that same thing with that Naked Gun or whatever movie that was with Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson. They made this big love story was happening. Oh, look, they finally both found love. This is so cute, so sweet. And it was all just promotional for the movie. They aren't seeing each other. And so it seems like they were kind of doing that same kind of thing with Wuthering Heights. And it seems kind of like that's what they did with the Emma Thompson thing, when they're trying to get people to pay attention to her or something. That Jim's going to come out and be like, oh, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. I love you. And so anyways, but people are saying, you remember how crazy he is. So of course he would get plastic surgery. That's the next step out of crazy. So but yesterday morning, this video thing comes out and says, have I got your attention yet? What did I say yesterday? Yesterday when I was recording, I said, it seems to me that this could possibly be something to try and get our attention on something, that he has a bigger part to play. And the reason I was saying that was because of the kind of extreme part he has been playing. Because when Donald was first coming into the scene, there was him again, Jim being this big, loud voice about not liking him, and even to the extreme of doing all of that art and stuff. And so to really create the drama to get us to pay attention. And also it always pulls us into sides, because we have to notice in ourselves, why are we getting pulled to this side or that side, and how do we keep ourselves in the middle? And so he gave a pull in a situation to pull people towards, because you're being magnetized towards something, but you got to see, what am I being pulled towards? I'm being pulled towards this meanness. Like some of his stuff was mean, and which didn't really go with who he was becoming as a spiritual person. So it seemed kind of like a part. It seemed kind of like a show. And then the way it just dropped off suddenly, and he left Twitter, like he's just leaving Twitter. And then to not, like, if he was really a political humorist, cartoonist person, then why would you leave during all of this big drama that was going on with the there was a lot going on, and then the whole thing with Joe and stuff, and then he wasn't going and making any stuff about that. He had just left and had gone about his merry way. And then all of a sudden he's showing, or people are saying that Joe is Jim. And then when you would watch, it would be like, yeah, he does move like him. He does act like he does these, like the falling up the stairs. It's almost the exact same thing as in Ace Ventura. I think it was Ace Ventura. It could have been Dumb and Dumber, but one of those movies where he's the big doofus. And he is falling up these stairs. And it was like people were putting that side by side. It was like, yeah, that totally looks like him. It totally makes sense. And especially because they had him playing him on Saturday Night Live. So it was like this preparation. So anyways, to me, when you look at all these different things from whatever perspective, everybody looks at it from all different perspectives. From my perspective, I see is like he seems to has a bigger part to play in all this. There's something more to it. And especially during a period of time for some of us, for when disclosure started for us, it was years ago. And the whole thing about Cappy coming out and saying, Jim was really freaking out, because it's like, you're in the cage with all the lions. How do you deal with this? And what a scary place it is to be when you realize like who and what you're dealing with. And so, which it seems that then if you put that into account, that he would have information on certain people. So he would be very integral to certain information. Like he could definitely be witness protection, like what I was saying before. And so then it seems that those pieces, to me, of evidence or situation could be leading towards that, where he just has a bigger part to play, and especially on the Joe thing, in the way that we just skipped over it. Like, it's already come out in the files, but all these people focus so much on Donald. Where's Donald's name? How many times is Donald in here? That, and even on Hillary coming out and lying. And then they're like, oh, Donald's making it up. It's like, you guys are really stuck on Donald. Like, there's a whole lot of other stuff. I mean, it says right there in the files that there was a guy in a mask and all this stuff. And you guys just thought, well, what does that mean? What does that mean for us as American citizens? We were under siege for 4 fucking years. And there's a lot of containment in that. You know, how did we get there? Why were we there? What was going on? Why blah, 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 blah. And so it's a bigger thing. And everybody just like skips over it. And it's like, so to me, and if this guy was a person who was playing the role, then it makes sense that, you know, he'd be trying to get your attention. And then to use stand-in or imitators, because this whole place is just so phony and fake, and then the drama, and then getting people's attention. Like, it totally got people's attention for him to come out, and then for there to be all these things and be so obvious that it wasn't him, and then for it to be a big award ceremony thing, especially because he's not into that stuff. And he would, when he came onto the stage, he would use it as an opportunity to try and say things to us. Like, do I have your attention? Can I tell you this? And when you go back and you watch clips and stuff, he's been telling us shit for a long damn time. And people will just be like, oh, he's just a crazy guy. Oh, he's funny. And nobody was really getting it. And, which that to me would be kind of like hell. Everybody looks at you just like you're the jester, the comedian. And, so nobody takes you serious, and you're trying to tell them shit that's serious, and they'll just laugh at you. And so, so you have to go to extreme measures, extreme drama to get attention. And so it makes sense. Like, I think that was really him coming out and saying, have I got your attention now? And if it's 2027, the release of 2027, like, well, is this a documentary? Is this some kind of disclosure information that's going to come out about stuff that he is a part of or something? And what is what is it they're trying to tell us? Because there's a lot of things we need to work on, process through. Like, we need to figure out, like, how did somebody come in and take over? How did a guy in a mask take over as the ruler of this country? Like, what? So I don't know, but definitely the plot thickens, and there was lots of people who obviously didn't see that clip. So when you try and say no, he wouldn't get plus, and I said to people, like, he's already come out. He's shown his face. His face is normal. He just looks like regular Jim. He doesn't look like, this new revised Jim, which, I mean, some people even go to, well, he's wearing colored contacts too. It's like, okay. So how shallow do you think this guy is? I mean, he pushed himself, his whole thing for like a decade or more about his spirituality. And it's like, how many monks is there aging to they're like, well, I got to go get work done. It's like, no, there's certain things that people just move beyond. That's a part of the process of, like, just learning to accept yourself and where you're at, and not being like, I'm going to chase the dream. I'm just going to try and stay young as long as I can. I just got to keep it up and more surgeries and more, especially at a time when we're watching that happen and we're seeing people's faces morph into monsters. And so, yeah, there's lots of people who are not going to go chase that. But the other people, they just can't even wrap their minds around it. No. And especially, well, an aging actor, well, they're just going to do it. You're a fool if you think they're not. It's like, dude, you like, just generalized biases. And so, so that's which I'm sure I've got more. Where's my phone? I'm sure I've got more by just sitting here doing this. Which my internet was doing something weird this morning. Like, my daughter sent me a tweet thing, a Twitter thing, an X thing, and X wouldn't open. So I don't know if it's down. Comments, all the same thing. So it's like one after another. And you know this how? Are you good friends with him? I was like, shut the fuck up. Maybe I just look at him different than you look at him. And so, anyways, this was one after another. I didn't say drugged, did I? Oh, God. being on SSR. Oh, see, there's so many people. He's very depressed. Being on SSRs, that's going to really being drugged. You know him personally? Oh, it's like, shut up, man. It's like, god dang, you cannot give certain opinions. This is the bullying world we're living in. If you don't go with what they want, then they just try and bully you out of your own opinion. It's like, I can have my own opinion. It's like, the only acceptable opinion is like, yeah, he's a crazy guy. He's on drugs. He's got the depression, and he's an aging actor. So obviously he's gotten work done. So then after all of the drama that has been going on, and the people who believe in the plastic surgery are so sick of the people who are saying he's a clone, he's a robot. And so then they were backfiring. Stella, stop it. Well, sorry. They're backfiring, you know, all these people are so crazy. Which, this is another win for the conspiracy theorists, by the way. And that, so they're coming back with, oh, no, it's all natural. It's all just regular stuff. I've got incense going here in case you keep seeing this. So it's all natural. That's just plastic surgery. And so they're still going this morning, even after this. Stop it right now, okay? I'm trying to talk. Imitator. And the imitator, where I said it's probably some imitator. Oh my God, Stella, please stop it. Well, I'm trying to do something. Imitator that, Jesus Christ. So this imitator person, which is some, drag queen guys, some, one of those kind of people, and they dress up as, to imitate different people. And so he's claimed it. So he's come out and said, it was me. I was the one who, and he's shown the prosthetics and stuff that he wore, and has put some pictures out saying this is me, and that he was the one who went and presented the warts. So then you have the people who are coming out now who have seen that are saying, oh, him and Jim came up with this scheme because it's a bit and all this stuff. And then you have still people who have not seen any of it and don't, you know, they're still arguing that he's got plastic surgery. But but so he's himself, which is by all appearances, it's he himself, has come out and said, have I got your attention? Then this makeup artist, drag queen guy, who has gone into other situations and put on makeup to look like somebody and has fooled all the people. So he is, he has, well, I mean, he wasn't really fooling us on this. And he also has a bigger face. He has like a wider face. And that was one of the things about Jim, the new Jim, is his face was so much bigger. And people were like, oh, well, see, that's all the filler. He's just put a lot of filler in there. It's like, oh my God. Especially when if you've listened to him, how he was like against taking anything. And, you know, there was like stuff where he was saying, I won't drink caffeine. He was trying to be really pure. So yeah, he's just going to go fill his face with all this stuff. Okay. And, so now we have the guy who's come out and claimed it, that he's the guy who was playing him, and which we still don't know if this is, just somebody trying to catch on, jump on board. But then you have the people saying, well, it's him and Jim in cahoots. And so to me, if it is this guy who went and did this, and Jim, I would still say it's not Jim coming up with this thing to try and trick everybody. It would be way more of like a military action or something like this, that somebody else set this whole thing up somehow. It's like, we need you to do this. We're going to do this over here. We got somebody who's going to come in and do this. You're going to stay here. So it would be more like that. But I don't know. Especially if, they're trying to get our attention about something and to create this huge drama, then I would say, yeah, I don't think it's just Jim and this guy sitting over there like, oh, this would be funny. Let's just do this. I think there's a big, more serious, bigger thing at play. And you got to think about, like, yeah, we were under control by a guy in a mask for 4 freaking years. So that's a big thing. And Donald still, I mean, he's still dropping breadcrumbs. He's like, well, I think we should get another, what are they called? Their period of time, their 4-year stint. We should get another one. We deserve it. They stole the other one. And so he's still dropping these breadcrumbs. But we just go about, oh, well, what about these files? How many times is his name in there? He's an evil devil. And so it's, it's like, come on, snap out of it, people, snap out of it. And so, yeah, I would say if it is this imitator, that it's not just, Jim found him on the internet and said, hey, when you do this, this would be fun. That it would be more of somebody else was like, okay, we need you to be here, we need you to stay there, and we need somebody else to come out and do this. Like, I don't know. I don't know the whole scenario, but anyways, that's how I look at it, as more of, it's not just the two of them. It's a play. It's a big, like a military action. Like, it's a whole thing. There's a reason why it's happening the way it's happening, and it has to do, like, get off the list and start fucking paying attention to what's going on, and really start thinking about things in a more serious way, and how we are taken over. And so, because, we want to be liberated, and it's not just because we think Donald is evil. And then you just go in and read the comments on some of this stuff. And it's just like, Donald this, Donald that, Donald. It's like, oh my God, you guys are really hung up, man. And so anyways, I think there's more, all that, if you get my drift on that. So we'll see. There'll probably be more stuff coming out. Now we're on Monday, and we're at the big red moon thing, the blood moon. Stella, come on, man. And what is it? What is the big drama? I know her arthritis is bothering her. I know that. And it could be her vaginitis thing is bothering her. You want to go outside now, too? Oh, my God. Hold on. Here you go. Oh, my gosh. It's so foggy. Total fog out there. So, anyways, the... God, it drives me crazy getting interrupted all the time when I'm trying to think. You try and keep your thoughts straight. Like, I don't know. It's like you're focus, whatever. If you're focused on a channel, or you're focused on a message, and then it's just this constant, trying to disrupt you, which I know that there's another force at work. It's not just like the dogs are just doing it. It's like somebody's doing it through the dogs. Hold on. More. There you go. It's like, use the dogs to attack because it's effective. So, makes me so irritated. So, anyways, and it's like, one of the things too, is like, anytime I'm doing anything for me, it's like, no. If you're not doing stuff for us, then what is your point in living? It's like, come on, man. And so, anyways, it just gets me irritated. But that's being real. Which I did see somebody yesterday saying this whole thing about you have to be high vibration and all that stuff, and you can't be real and all that. I talked about that long while ago. It is way more important to be real. When you're not being real, that's low vibration. So it doesn't matter if you're showing your anger, your sadness, your whatever you're going through, it's being real with it. It's when you're trying to pretend like, oh, this doesn't bother me, I'm way above this, but you're churning away inside, then you're not being real, you're not being authentic. And so that's low vibration. And it's low vibration not to face what it is you need to face. If you're like, your marriage is falling apart, and you're just like, well, it's you're just trying to make like it's no big deal because you're trying to be high vibration. You're not going to let it bother you. Well, you're not processing through it. You're not being real. You're not being authentic. And that's what is the value. That is what is important. That's what you need to be finding and figuring. And that's why you've got all these things that are out here making you mad, making you sad, making you divisive, making you angry. It's to pull it all up and out of you. So you got to be real with it. You can't just pretend like, and that was the big push on the fake spirituality. Love and light, man. You just don't pay attention to what bothers you. It's like, well, then that just didn't make any sense to me. But I talked about that years ago. But anyways, yes, that somebody was saying that in one of their videos. And so spirituality is all wrong if you're gonna, you can't even be real. It's like, exactly, because it's more important to be real. Can you please wait a minute? I'm almost done. I know it's a huge ordeal for me to do something that I'm doing. But anyways, so I did want to say something else about the Shia LaBeouf. So I had only seen a clip. I didn't know how long this was. I was figuring it was like a morning show, the part I saw, because there's another one, like a podcast, where a guy's talking to him for a long time. The thing I had seen originally was him sitting on a couch, which I thought was the same couch thing. Him sitting on this couch and a woman over here and a man over here. And the man was an older man. So this podcast one, though, is a younger guy, and it's just the two of them. And so I don't know. But the first clip I had seen was definitely, it looked like some morning show where they were talking about, are you going to go to rehab? Seems like a good idea. And he's like, no, because I don't think alcohol is my problem. I think my problem is I got Napoleon syndrome. I got little man syndrome. And an ego problem, which to me is like you're looking at stuff more deep. You're not just being like, yeah, well, I'm a drunk, I'm an alcoholic, well, yeah, I got alcohol problems, and trying to blame it on the alcohol. You're taking responsibility and trying to figure out, like, what is my real problem? Why am I behaving this way? And so that is what you want to be doing in order to heal, is going into the deeper issues, so that you can find the core of yourself and what your real deep issues are, because that's how you heal them. Just sitting there saying, well, I'm drunk, well, that's it, I'm just accepting it. Well, if that's where you're at and that's as far as you can go into it, that's as far as you can go into it. But I say go deeper. Why do I drink? Why do I eat too much? Why do I take drugs? What am I trying to hide from? Who am I hiding from? You're hiding from yourself. And but in this some other clip, I saw some people being really upset, like, oh, he's being racist and homophobic. So apparently there's something about, like, I don't know if he was talking about this fight that went down in New Orleans or whatever at Mardi Gras, that these two black guys touched his leg and it freaked him out. And that's what set off the fight, because I haven't watched the whole thing. It's like, I think the podcast is like 90 minutes or something. It's long. And so I've still only seen clips and people's reaction. But when I heard the thing about him, the two guys touching his leg, all I thought about was the post-traumatic syndrome of being a child actor, and maybe even in denial, maybe, having that separation kind of from yourself, from what was going on, because he was he was the star in Even Stevens. And I don't know if it was Nickelodeon, because this was I had kids at this point, and I wasn't watching this stuff, so I don't know. Here comes Ruthie now. So but he was a child star on Nickelodeon or Disney or something. So we know what goes on with those kids. And so it made sense to me, if somebody came in and touched his leg, that would be a big trigger, where it'd be like, oh, they're trying to have sex with me. Get down. Get off of there. Go, girl. That's how much she needs to be on top of me. She's trying to get on top of the ottoman so she can get on top of me, and then she's going to knock all this stuff over. Oh my God, I'm going to go crazy. Please stop. And so, anyways, that's how I was looking at whatever he's got going. So then it makes me think, like, oh, is there going to be more we've got our attention on this situation now with him and the drinking. Like, who knows? Maybe he's got a bigger part to play, because if that's not going to have something to do with the post-traumatic of being touched by old men or big men when you're a little kid, and them touching your leg and stuff. And which there was also, I saw yesterday this, because so many people are all sharing all these clips of Jim Carrey. And so he was on Conan, and he was, I don't know, something about touching his leg or something. And then they started going through this whole joke thing, and even touched the other guy and was talking about, that's how they start in Hollywood. They give you a little touch here, but it just keeps going and going and going and going. So anyways, that's what it seemed like to me with, what's his name? Doesn't seem like he's homophobic or racist. It seems like he was post-traumatic, and he could have had that same thing where they split them, however it is. So they do something, it's some kind of monarch mind control thing or something. And so the part of them is like kind of hidden to what's happening. So I don't know. And if he's having like flashbacks, like somebody touched my leg and it's like, ooh, get off me. And it's like, hasn't fully come back to him or something. So he could be a part of the disclosure of, those programs or something, because he's got our attention. So anyways, we'll see about that. And then I had said about Punch the Monkey. And I said, it seems that Punch is bringing us all together in love, and we're all coming together and caring about this little monkey being treated bad, and everybody's so concerned, and people are flying there. The zoo, you would not believe the lines to get into this place. And now they're getting so much attention. Now they're going to use some of this money to make better, they're not cages, they're in little like things, but they're not very good. And so they've said they're going to spend money. Where's the geese? They're going to spend money, put money into the animals, whatever they're called, their little worlds, their little lands. So that's a good thing. But I saw a girl this morning who said that she was channeling her guides and asking them about Punch. And they said exactly what I said. It's a part of us all coming together in love, and we're all uniting on this caring and compassion, which are all the things I said that we're supposed to be working on. And so the caring and compassion, because they are so closely linked through their genetic, their DNA and stuff. So it is a part of, everything is about the timing. Like, it's not by accident this little orphan monkey has caught the hearts of all these people. And so it's a part of where we're at as humans, and it's a part of the destiny of us all coming together in love and compassion, even for an animal. And people are spending tons of money to fly there to go and see him. People are lining up. People are just standing around the whatever it is. I keep wanting to say cage, but it's called something else, but I just can't see it. But they are all standing around this enclosure watching these monkeys all day long. So people are going and buying the stuffy for, because the one that they gave him, now people are going and buying it. There's all sorts of things. Even Roku has now added Punch holding his stuffy on their screen. So now you got Punch and the stuffy on the screen. So yeah, it's a big thing. But anyways, I had said that that's what I thought was going on. And then this girl asked her guides, and they said that's what's going on. So anyways, chalk another one up for me. So anyways, but we'll see how this all plays out. But I know the conspiracy theories are, we're really chalking it up here. So anyways, we'll see what today brings us. I'm sure there's going to be more dramas. And you got to remember about all of the dramas is to help you learn how to navigate your emotions, navigate the drama, not to get too caught up, to be able to stay in a position of clarity, of central, of being able to find your center and not be, being pulled this way and that way all over the place. And even though we've had these poles pulling us, it's up to us to pull back, to center, to balance. And so just remember, as everything's going on, that's what it is about, is getting that to be, it's your practice. It's like we're practicing. And I did see somebody else saying that whatever this big energy bust that's going to come through to wake all these people up, it's going to be like a near-death experience, which I think it's going to be for a lot of people. I'm looking forward to it because I need some clarity on some of my own stuff. I need some clarity. Like, I'm feeling very confused as of late over some of my own things. So anyways, we will see. And, I hope that I hope our moment in time is coming, and that we do get our clarity, that we do get to start moving in new directions. I hope it's not like we have to wait another couple years. So anyways, but supposedly 2026 is supposed to be this big year of change for the humans. And supposedly it's supposed to be close because of confirmation, because of what is happening and who it's happening to. So it's been prophesized. So anyways, we'll see as it goes. Just remember to focus on yourself, because that's what all this big drama is all about, is for you to start finding yourself. Be real, find yourself, accept yourself, learn to love yourself. And then it's the same with everybody else. You got to learn how to accept everybody. Because you don't agree with somebody, you don't just go in and start attacking them and trying to control them and tell them to be different. It's just like, if you are triggered by who and what they are, then that's your opportunity to work on yourself, to try and figure out, like, why do I feel like they need to be, like, different? Why can't they just be themselves? And then if something you don't like, just go past it. You don't have to sit there and stew and fume over it. It's like, I can't stand dog videos. I just can't stand them. I got to get everybody to stop doing them. It's like, well, it's a little controlling. So we all are allowed to come in and do things that we want to do. And we're here to all learn our own lessons. So learn how to accept everybody and just love them. So learn how to love yourself, learn how to love everybody else, and then you got to learn how to navigate all this drama to be able to keep steering and keep in center. And even when you're getting pulled over to the curb, pull yourself back. You're getting pulled over to this curb, pull yourself back. Don't get yourself too caught up. Don't let them take you over, because they're always looking for a carjacking, aren't they? So anyways, they'll take your vehicle if you're not careful. So, but we'll talk about it tomorrow, because I've got a drama dog. So anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.